Hello students, welcome to the second session of set, relation and functions. Our today's topic is relations. What is relation? It is nothing but the connection of two things. We will say he is my father, she is my sister. So we can say the father-son relation, brother-sister relation. Like in mathematics, the relation is nothing but the connection between x coordinate and y coordinate in the ordered pair x comma y. In our previous session, we learnt some problems about set and Cartesian product. So using the set and Cartesian product, now we can define the relation. Let us consider two sets A and B. I am writing set A as 3, 12, 18. So it has 3 elements. And set B has 2 elements, that is 5 and 6. Now we can write the Cartesian product of A and B. How you will write the Cartesian product? A cross B is equal to, we can write 3, 5 and 3, 6 and also 12, 5 and 12, 6 and we can write 18, 5 and 18, 6. Okay. So from this Cartesian product, we have to define the relation. So I am taking the relation R as some ordered pair x, y. This x, y represent each element from the Cartesian product A cross B. Okay. So now this x is related to y as x is divisible by y. So what's the relation between x and y? X is, we are taking like this, okay? X is divisible by y. That means the first number is divisible by the second number. The first number x means it belongs to the first set A. So x belongs to A and y belongs to B. So using this relation, we are going to choose some elements from the Cartesian product A cross B. See the first one, 3, 5. Is this first number is divisible by the second number? That is 3 is divisible by 5? No, it is not divisible by 5. So we can't choose this 3, 5. Next one is 3, 6. 3 is divisible by 6 or not? No. We can say only 6 is divisible by 3. But 3 is not divisible by 6. So we can't take 3, 6 also. 12, 5. No, 12 is not divisible by 5. 12, 6. Yes, 12, 6 is, so we can say 12 is divisible by 6. So we can take 12, 6. So in the set R, we can write 12, 6. And after that, 18, 5. Since 18 is not divisible by 5, so we can't take 18, 5. Next one is 18, 6. So 18 is divisible by 6. We can also choose 18, 6. See, we got only 2 elements from the Cartesian product A cross B. Okay, so like this you can choose some elements from the Cartesian product. So we will get always a subset of the Cartesian product A cross B as R. See, only 2 elements. So it is a subset of A cross B. So we can write like this, R is a subset of A cross B. So this is a relation. The relation is a subset of the Cartesian product A cross B. And 12 is related to 6. So we can write like this. 12 is related to 6. 18 also related to 6. So we can write 18 is related to 6. Okay, according to this condition, these 2 elements are. So according to some condition, if 2 elements are related, we can write like this. Okay. Now 3, 5. 3, 5 is not related. So we can write 3 is not related to 5. See, the next one is also not related. So how you will write? 3 is not related to 6. Okay. Next we are going to learn about 3 basic relations. The first one is reflexive and the second one is symmetric and the third one is transitive. Let's see what is reflexive relation. consider a non-empty set S and R be a relation on S, then we can say this R is reflexive. So R is said to be reflexive only when if A related to A related to A itself, for all A belongs to S. So this is the definition of reflexive property. Consider one example. We can learn this through one example. Consider one set S and it is saying S be the non-empty set. You can consider any set and considering the elements A, B, C. Now it is non-empty set and when this, and we can write relation R, and when this relation R is reflexive, for all A belongs to S, A related to A. What is the meaning for A related to A? A comma A belongs to R. A related to A means A comma A belongs to R. That is, suppose an element A is there in S means A comma A should be there in R. See, A is there in S. So we should have A comma A on R. Okay. Now B is there in S. Then we should have B comma B there in R. Okay. Similarly, C is there in S. Therefore, C comma C is also should be there in R. Okay. Suppose D is there in S means now it is not reflexive because D comma D is not here. For all A belongs to S means for every A belongs to S, we should have A related to A. So here D is there in S means we should have D comma D is also in R. Then only we can say that it is reflexive. So if you include the element D comma D is also in R means now it becomes reflexive. Okay. So if you have 4 element on S, then 4 element, that is A comma A, B comma B, C comma C and D comma D also should be there in R. Then only we can say this R is reflexive. Similarly, if the relation R is symmetric, that is A related to B implies B related to A. If A is related to B means B also should be related to A. Yes, we can see the example. Consider the set S. The elements are A, B, C. And the set R has, suppose this R has the element A comma B means, then we should also have B comma A. Then only this R is symmetric. Okay. Similarly, suppose this set has B comma C means, suppose the element B comma C is there means, then C comma B is also should be there. Okay. C comma B should also be there. Now it is symmetric relation. Okay. See, here I am not including all the elements. See, I didn't write A comma C. If A comma C is not there means C comma A is also no need to write. Okay. Now it is a symmetric relation because if you are finding A comma B, we need B comma A also there. Yes, we have. And if you are finding B comma C, we need C comma B is also in this set. Yes, we have C comma B is also there. Okay. So therefore it is a symmetric relation. Okay. See this second relation. I found A comma B here. Then I want to search for B comma A. Yes, we have B comma A. Then I found again A comma C. But C comma A is not available. So therefore it is not symmetric. Okay. Compulsory A comma C is there means we need C comma A also. But it is not available here. Therefore it is not a symmetric. Okay. But the previous one we have AB, BA and also B comma C and C comma B. Therefore this relation is a symmetric relation. This transitive relation. See, R is said to be transitive if A related to B and B related to C implies A related to C. See, what is the meaning here? A related to B means AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. So already we have AB and B comma C belongs to the relation R. Already we have these two elements on R. But we need also one more element, that is A comma C. This also should be belongs to R. If these two elements are there in the relation R, means it must have A comma C. Then only we can say that this R is a transitive relation. If R is transitive means the third element A comma C. How we are getting this A comma C? See, A comma B, and here also B. See, here the first element is ending with B, but the second one is starting with B. Okay, then we need this A comma C also should be there in this relation R. Then we can say that this R is a transitive relation. Yes, we can see the same example. Let us consider the set A, B, C, and if the relation has the element A comma B and also B comma C. See, A comma B is there and B comma C is there. Then we should have A comma C. If it is there means we can say that it is transitive relation. Otherwise it is not transitive relation. Okay. See, and one more example I am saying R is equal to A comma B and A comma C. See, here A comma B is there, but B comma C is not available. Then no need to search, that is A comma C. Only when if you are finding A comma B is the first element and it is ending with B. So we should have the another element which is starting with B. If these two elements are available, then only we should search for A comma C. Suppose if you are not finding the second element, you no need to search for the third element. Okay, if the second element is not available, also it is transitive only. Okay, consider the set A is 1, 2, 3, 4 and the first one is the relation R1. So here I written some elements 1, 3, 3, 1 and 1, 1 and we are checking the transitive relation. Okay, so what we learn for transitive? See, we have 1, 3. So it is ending with 3. Again the another element is starting with 3. So 1, 3 is there and 3, 1 is also there. Then compulsory we need 1, 1. Then only it is transitive. Yes, we have 1, 1. So it is transitive relation. So the next one R2. R2 has the elements 1, 3 ending with 3. Yes, again starting with 3. So 1, 3 is there. 3, 4 is there. Then compulsory we need 1, 4. Yes, we have 1, 4. Then it is transitive relation. Yes, it is also a transitive relation. See the next one. 1, 3 is there. And so this is ending with 3. So is there any element starting with 3? No. So no need to search for the third element. Okay. Only when you are finding 1, 3 and again if an element starting with 3, then only we have to search for, that is A comma C. So here no need to search. Then also it is transitive. Okay, because there are no two elements like A comma B and B comma C. See, there are no two elements like A comma B and B comma C. Like this we can't find any element here. Then also directly we can write it is transitive. Okay. Then finally here in R4 we have 1, 2 and again 2, 3. See, we have the element like A comma B and B comma C because the first element is ending with 2. Again it is starting with 2. Yes, we have the element like this. Then compulsory we need 1, 3. Search whether it is 1, 3 is available here. No. So therefore 1, 3 is not available means this is not transitive. Okay. So if you are finding the two elements like this, compulsory we need A comma C also there in that set. If you are not finding the element like this, then no need to search for A comma C. Directly we can write it is also transitive relation. Okay. Equivalence relation. if a relation R satisfies reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then this relation R is called equivalence relation. Okay, see, the relation R must satisfy all the three properties. Then this R is called equivalence relation. So now you have two important notes. The first one is an empty relation can be considered as symmetric and transitive relation. See, suppose if your relation R is an empty set, then directly we can say that this relation R is symmetric and transitive. Similarly, the second one is if this relation contains single element. Okay, if this relation contains single element, then the relation is transitive alone. If it is empty, it can be considered as both symmetry and transitive. And if it has only one element, we should say the relation is transitive. This is important for your 1 marks. Hope you understand these three basic relations. Now we can see the exercise 1.2. Question number 1. Discuss the following relations for reflexivity, symmetricity and transitivity. The first subdivision is the relation R is defined on the set of all positive integers by m relates n only when m divides n. So the relation is given like m divides n. If m is divisible by n means m is related to n. And the set is given as set of all positive integers. So here I took the set as S. S is the set of all positive integers and the relation is m divides n. Then only m and n are related. Using this, first we have to prove reflexive property. So I am writing reflexive. So when the relation R is reflexive, the element should be related to itself. So it should be true for all the elements in the set S. So I am writing for all elements, we can take one element as m. Okay, for all m belongs to S, m related to m. See, every element, every positive integer is divisible by itself. If you consider any positive number, that is for example 5. 5 is divisible by 5. Again positive number 6. 6 is divisible by 6. Positive number 100. 100 is divisible by 100. So all the positive numbers are divisible by itself. Therefore we can write m. M is some positive numbers. Okay. So all the positive numbers are related to m. That is, all the positive numbers are related to itself because all are divisible by itself. So m is related by m means we can write R is reflexive. You can write the meaning also. Why this m is related to m? Because m is divisible by m. Okay. M relates m means m is divisible by m. Therefore, R is reflexive. The next one we have to prove symmetry. So, I am writing the heading. Next one is symmetric. For the symmetric, we have to consider two elements from the set n. So, I am considering m and n belongs to S and m relates n. We have to consider m relates n. So, if m relates n, what's the meaning for m relates n? M divides m. M divides n. Okay. See, for example, 10 divides 5. Is it correct? Yes. 10 is divisible by 5. But we can't say 5 is divisible by 10. 10 is divisible by 5 means it is correct. But 5 by 10, if you divide, you will get fraction only, 1 by 2 only. Okay. So, it is 5 by 10, 5 is not divisible by 10. So, this is not correct. So, m divides n means we cannot say n divides m. So, we can write n does not divides m. Okay. Therefore, n is not related to m. then n is not related to m, but m is related to n. Therefore, R is not symmetric. So, what's the result? R is not symmetric. Okay. Now, the next one is transitive relation. For transitive relation, we can consider three elements from the given set. That is L, M, N belongs to S, and we can write L relates M and M relates N. What's the meaning? L relates M means first we can write L divides M and M relates N. That means M divides N. See, for this transitive relation, we have to consider three elements. That is L, M, N belongs to S. And first I consider the first two. L relates M. That means L divides M. Then the next one is M relates N. That means M divides N. Okay. So L relates M and M relates N. Then we have to verify whether L is divisible by N. Yes, we can check by using a numerical value. Consider 100. 100 is divisible by 10. Is it correct? Yes, we can write it as 10. So it is correct. And 10 is here ending with 10. So I am again starting with 10. 10 is divisible by 5. Is it correct? Yes, we are getting 2. So we can write 100 is divisible by 10 and 10 is divisible by 5. Then we should check for 100 is divisible by 5. Yes, we will get 20. So we can also say that 100 is divisible by 5. So in this relation we can say if L is divisible by M and M is divisible by N, then L is also divides N. We can write L divides N. That means L related to N. That means R is transitive. Okay. So therefore, in this question, this R is reflexive, but it is not symmetric, and also it is transitive. Now subdivision 2. Let P denotes set of all straight lines in a plane. The relation R is defined by L relates M if L is perpendicular to M. So here the set contains all the straight lines on a plane. Okay. So here we can give the name, already it is given in the question, set P. And we can consider three lines L, M, N which belongs to the set P. And how it is related? That is L is perpendicular to M. If two lines are perpendicular means then the two lines are related. Okay. So reflexive property, already I written the answer. Reflexive is the element should related to itself. That is, see, if you consider two lines, that is L and M, we can say that L is perpendicular to M. But we cannot say L is perpendicular to itself. L is perpendicular to another line only we can say. So, L is not perpendicular to L itself. Okay. So, L is not related to L. Therefore, R is not reflexive. The next one is symmetry. If L relates M. L relates M means L is perpendicular to M. It is given in the question. L relates M means L is perpendicular to M. So I written L relates M means L perpendicular to M. Then what is symmetric property? That is symmetric relation. L is related to M means M also should be related to L. Yes, L is related. That is L is perpendicular to M means we can also say M also perpendicular to L. They are perpendicular to each other. Either L is perpendicular to M or M is perpendicular to L. So therefore, M is related to L and R is a symmetric relation. See how we are writing this transitive. for this transitive, first I written L relates M. That means L is perpendicular to M. Consider two lines L and this is M. So now L is perpendicular to M. And also M is perpendicular to N. This line M is perpendicular to another line, that is N. Okay, now L is perpendicular to M and M is perpendicular to N. Okay, now we have to say L is perpendicular to N. That is L is perpendicular to N. See whether these two lines are perpendicular or parallel. Yes, it is parallel. It is not perpendicular again. So I am writing L is perpendicular to M and M is perpendicular to N means L is parallel to N only. It is not perpendicular again. So therefore it is not related. L is not related to N. Therefore it is not transitive. Understood? Next we can see subdivision 5. On the set of natural numbers, the relation R is defined by x related to y if x plus 2y is equal to 1. So it is given the set of natural numbers. Okay. So we can take n be the set of natural numbers. And the relation is given as x related to y if x plus 2y is equal to 1. If you are adding x and 2y, we should get 1. Okay. Now we can see the solution. First we have to verify the reflexive property. So for the reflexive property, we are considering one element. Okay. So that is x. X belongs to the set n. Let x belongs to n and x relates x. What is the meaning of x relate x? That means x plus 2x should be equal to 1. That is 3x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1 by 3. See, we told that x belongs to n. That should be a natural number. But we are getting a rational number here. So it is not a natural number. So it is not belongs to n. So therefore, so there is no number like this. X plus x is 1 by 3 means we can't find any x and y to get x plus 2y is 1. Okay, to make it as x plus 2y is 1, by substituting any two natural number, will you get 1? See, you can substitute and say 1 and 2. That is 1 plus 2 into 2 means we won't get 1 again. Therefore, we can't find any such numbers that which satisfies x plus 2y is equal to 1. Okay. So therefore, here we can write this R is an empty set. Okay. And here x is not related to x. X is not related to x. And R is not reflexive. And R is an empty set. So already we learnt, if it is an empty set, directly we can write it is symmetric and transitive. So you have to write the reason. Since R is empty set, R is symmetric and transitive. Okay, but it is not reflexive. It is, if it is an empty set, we can write it is symmetric and transitive alone. Number 2, let x is equal to set A, B, C, D and R is a relation which is equal to A, B, and A, C. Write the minimum number of ordered pair to be included to R to make it as this relation R is reflexive, symmetric, transitive and equivalence relation. Okay, so it is given that R is equal to set A, B, and A, C. Already they are given three elements in the relation R. And to make it as reflexive relation, which element should be added? See, in this set X we have 4 elements. So to make it as reflexive, what we have to add? To make it as reflexive, we need A comma A, yes, it is already there. And then B comma B, that also there. And C comma C, it is not there. Okay, so we should add C comma C, and D is there. So D comma D also we need, it is not here. So we have to add C comma C and D comma D. So we have to add, to make it as reflexive, two elements C comma C and D comma D. The second one, symmetric. See, A comma A is there, B comma B is there, and A comma C is there. If A comma C means we need C comma A also. To make it as symmetric, we need the element C comma A also. So I am writing it as C comma. And to make it as transitive, we have to add, see, already we have A comma A, it is ending with A. And is there any element starting with A? Yes, A comma C. So A comma A and A comma C means the first and last element is A comma C once again. So already we have A comma C. So it is already transitive. So no need to add anything. So nothing should be added. Okay. And to make it as equivalence relation, when it is an equivalence relation, it should be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So to make it as equivalence relation, we have to add C comma C and D comma D and also C comma A. Understood? Yes. Today's homework, let X is equal to set A comma B comma C and R is equal to A comma A, B comma B and A comma C. Write the minimum number of ordered pair to be included to R to make it as reflexive, symmetric, transitive and equivalence relation.